This week on Losers of Initiative.
He, sniffs the air. He's like, I don't smell anything, Mr. Ovac.
You're a demon child.
He casts Smite on him 17 times. Be gone with you.
Do you mind trying to push the wall the rest of the way?
Really? I'm not very strong, Mr. Ovac. Okay, so where we left off last time on Losers, you guys had just come down to the end of that 20-foot hallway from the other room into a sort of a T-intersection. Looking one way, you saw it kind of forks off the three other directions. There's some doors across the hall from you. And then down to your left, or east, we'll say, you see that there's a barricade at the end of the hall. There's another hallway passage that leads into this hallway that you're looking down. And a bugbear had just walked down into your hallway from that side passage. So there's like 3 or 4 bugbears down at the end of this hallway. Most of their attention is on this barricade. So not looking in your direction, but looking at that barricade as if something's going on there. But the one that just entered the hallway looked down and saw you, and he makes like an alarm, like, "Oh, dog!" And it draws the attention of the bugbears that are down by the barricade, and they all turn to look at you and ready their weapons and charge. So let's go ahead and roll initiative, guys. Your entourage, Gorzag and his fellow orcs, the elf Oaklock, the human, who, by the way, the human had introduced himself. I didn't let you know, but his name is Emerson. And then the crazy, still manacled human that Ovac has got over his shoulder, who's like, he's held, but that's starting to wear off, so he's wiggling a little bit, making little peep noises. But yeah, your entourage kind of backs away in fear. The elf, not so much in fear, as I don't have any weapons or spells, so I can't really help. I'm not wearing any armor. But the others are in fear. But none of them are going to help you, so go ahead and roll initiative.
How many did you say
4.
there are? 4 total?
There are 4 bugbears that you will be involved in a melee with. Now, bugbears, I don't know if I've explained this to you. I'm sure you guys know, but for the listeners at home, bugbears are about 7 to 8 feet tall, really hairy, smelly, brutish, big underbites, tusk teeth, really ugly, and typically very mean. So here you go. So we got some initiative going on.
Got an 8.
5.
6.
I also got an 8, so go ahead and roll that 8 again there. An 8.
3.
Okay, so you all win initiative. So, Grug, I've kind of got you in front, you and Zerosi.
How far are they from
They're about
us?
20 or 30 feet away.
Ooh.
But they are going to be running at you.
So I'm going to run at them first.
Okay. So
And then make an attack.
charge on charge. Ah! Go ahead.
Armor class 1 and armor class negative. Greg, you got this. -7.
Both of those hit. Pow, pow.
So 6 plus 18, so 24.
24 damage to that first bugbear. Wow! That's a pretty solid hit, but doesn't. It wounds him, but does not kill him. All right. Zerosi, I've got you also kind of in the front.
I'm going to take a step back and actually I need to
Well, you could just choose not to charge because they're
That's true, yeah. But I need to start conserving some spells, so I'm going to actually ready my bow.
Okay, so you're like, oh crap! Pull out your bow, put your swords away, ready and arrow. So that's gonna take your round up, but you stay kind of back with the entourage.
I'm guarding all of these helpless people.
What a good person.
All right, Ovac, are you gonna flump down Crazy Man and go into the fight, or?
Well, he's over my left shoulder, so I'm gonna just chuck my hammer.
All right, throw in hammer time. Are you throwing at a different bugbear than the one Grug is fighting?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw like as far back as I can get.
Well, they're all kind of clumped together.
Okay, then I'm just gonna aim.
Okay, just chunk one.
Random.
Ah!
Yeah. So -1.
That's a solid hit.
Okay, so that's 16 times 2.
32.
So 32.
Okay, so yeah, you hit him just square in the face, and he just lights out, collapses to the ground as your hammer pulls itself out of his face cavity and returns to your hand on next round. All right, so it's their turn. Okay, so the one bugbear that Grug engaged with and another one are fighting Grug.
Perfect.
The third one is downed by Ovac, and the fourth one is running at you guys, but then he just makes a sharp turn and goes down that side passage that the other bugbear had come out.
Oh. I'm sure that's not good.
Yeah, it's probably not a good
No,
idea.
that's good. More XP.
Oh.
All right. So, Grug, there are two bugbears on you, and they both horribly miss.
Yay.
Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do a new round.
9.
6.
9.
8. So you get to go first, Ovac. Everybody else lost.
Okay. I'm going to cast Silence on the one running away. Well, I'm going to move up
Right.
so where I can see him.
Well, yeah, actually, he's just now turning the corner, so I mean, yeah, you don't really have to move up very far, just maybe even just a sidestep to look.
Okay.
Because it's only about 15 feet away, hallway. You kind of
Okay, so I'm going to cast Silence.
Take a sidestep. Ooh, and he fails his saving throw.
Yay.
So boom,
Hooray!
you cast it on him, and he's silenced, which he doesn't know at first as he's running, but now it's all quiet. So
And then, so then as I, like, throw my hand to cast Silence, does my hammer return?
and
at
then
the
you
exact
catch it
same
right
moment?
after the silence spell goes off, and your hand's extended. The hammer hits your open hand, and you bring it back, catching your hammer right after you cast the
Ovac
spell.
just lets out a, that is nice.
Satisfied. All right, so we got two bugbears are fighting. That is -5.
Ooh, that's a hit.
So yeah, we got one bugbear hit on Grug. So 6 points of damage to Grug. The other one misses, and the running bugbear runs down the hall and into that room, kind of turning the corner into the room. So, Grug, you're not really able to give chase just because you're fighting the two bugbears, kind of locking
I'm going
you
to
down.
split my attacks.
Okay.
So one attack on the one I hit previously, and then one on the other one there.
Okay. Still using two-handed bastard sword.
So the one I hit previously is armor class -6.
Hit.
And the other one is -1.
Hit.
So 12 damage to the one I hit previously.
He falls. Oh, mortally wounded.
And then 17 damage on the other one.
He doesn't fall, but he's badly wounded. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Zerosi. What
Uh,
do you do?
I am going to go ahead and shoot just a standard arrow at the one that Grug is fighting. Because the other guy already went down through the hall. It was like,
Yeah, it's the only one you can see, really.
yeah.
Unless you give chase.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I'll probably just end up running away from whatever he ran to. But let's do that. I'm gonna actually move forward and then follow the one down the hall. I'm chasing the one that ran down the hallway.
Okay. Your bow is still out and ready to fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till the end of my movement to decide where to fire.
Okay. What is your movement? 12?
Yes.
So with the 12 movement, you are actually able to move forward to the side passage, down the 15 feet worth of side passage, and look into the room, and still have enough to take an action, which would be to fire your bow. So, when you round the corner looking into the room, you see that there are 5 bugbears, the one that ran, plus 4 others. But it's utterly silent, as the one bugbear that was running is waving his arms frantically and making noises, as the other 4 bugbears are already, like, getting ready. Apparently they were sleeping, because there's bunks in here, and they're getting up and, like, picking up their weapons and stuff, because they can hear the fight down the hallway.
So since I lost initiative, I can change what I do for my attack, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna lightning bolt across all of them.
Jesus.
Okay. So there are 5 bugbears in the room. You
I'm
potentially...
gonna do my best to
You're
hit
going to do
all
your
of them.
best to hit as many as you can. Go ahead and roll a die and tell me, roll that die, and whatever that's how many you're going to...
5.
Oh, you're able to actually get it, so it strikes all 5 via a bounce off of a wall and all this jazz. So you just dance your lightning bolt into the room, boom, boom, sparks fly everywhere. All 5 bugbears, which are kind of close together, take the brunt of your lightning blast.
36, 38 damage.
So as the lightning bolt dances across, hits all 5 of them, it doesn't actually drop any of them because all 5 of them made their saving throw. But all of them are like, because their bugbears pretty big, hairy guys, but they're all like all their hairs are all singed and they're smoking. It smells really bad of like burned hair. So they're all badly wounded, but none of them are dropped. And that would end that round. And they were getting ready that round, so they couldn't act that round, but now they are ready.
So much for saving my spells, as I said.
Yeah, no kidding. Initiative?
Initiative time.
7.
14.
8.
13. All right. Ovac, you're in the hallway.
Got my hammer back.
Got your hammer back. There's one bugbear still in the hallway fighting Grug. You actually don't know what's going on down the Zerosi.
So how close am I to...
15 feet. 15 feet from Grug.
From Grug?
And the bugbear.
Okay, I'll move up and just double attack him.
Okay. Take a couple... Wow, you're a dwarf, so take a few dwarven strides.
That's a -5 and a -7.
Both solid hits on the 12 hit point bugbear. This isn't going to be pretty for him. He's having a really bad time right now.
Okay, so that is 14, so 28 damage.
28 there. You killed him twice.
Pow pow.
And he falls
So,
limp and dead.
You're about to see a flash of light come from down the hall. Just don't look that way.
now that I know where I can put the lightning bolt to hit all of them, does that make it more likely that I'm going to be able to hit all of them again?
No, because they're all moving around now.
Okay, well, I'm lightning bolting again.
Oh my god! All right, so this time I'm going to give you a d6 to roll to see how many you can hit of the 5.
5! 5!
So he hits them all again.
48 damage.
48. So if they make their saving throw, they take 24. So, okay. All 5 are now dead bugbears. So you hit them once, wee, finger in a light socket. Then you hit them again, boom, and they all drop. And I just so you know, the silence 15-foot radius was still in effect over the entire area of that lightning explosion both rounds. So it made 0 noise. Bright flash, static, zappy lightning boldness kills all 5.
So Grug's going to turn around and check behind us, like make sure all of our party are...
Entourage.
So the entourage are all
okay, and no one's
they're
coming up
very
behind them.
intently watching you. Emerson, the engineer guy, he's kind of babysitting, so to speak, the crazy guy that's over Ovac's shoulder. So he's kind of close behind Ovac, watching the guy to make sure that he's not falling off and he's not doing anything. The orcs are all kind of in a huddle, very intently watching what's going on. And you see that the elf is actually at the very back, behind the orcs, looking behind you, looking the way you came,
way.
kind
Oh,
of
okay.
like on guard.
Perfect, and there's nothing attacking them.
And there's
or came
nothing,
up
yeah.
behind. Okay, perfect.
But the elf does, as he kind of looks back to you and he's like motioning, you need to go.
Oklok, what are you doing back there? We need to get going.
I agree. It is time. We must move swiftly. To delay would be folly.
I wonder what they were barricading.
Well, the Gorzag, you say, like, go, Gorzag. He's like, we must go through this barricade. This is my brothers are on the other side.
And that's what they were anticipating. They probably... Because they were all focused on that when we came up on them.
Right, and the barricade looks like it's just made of, there are large rocks and stuff, but it's also like there's like a bunch of broken furniture and stuff piled in there.
So can we just start like pulling the
smash.
stuff off of there?
Absolutely.
Grug
Or do we have to
smash.
actually break it?
No, you could pull stuff.
Okay,
You could pull
okay.
pull it down.
You could break it still.
Of course.
Let's light it on fire.
Grug start breaking the barricade then. He's going to start just taking off pieces of furniture. And
Okay,
putting them.
Zerosi.
Is there anything else in this room?
Door. There's a door leading
No,
out of there.
any in the room. Is there anything else?
No, it's
other
like
than
it's like a
five
bunk. It's like a
bugbears?
bunk room for these bugbears. There's like 12 bunks.
Smells
12
like barbecue.
12 beds. Yeah, and it smells like burnt hair. Stinky bugbear sweat smell with burnt hair also.
Yeah, while they're doing that, I want to go to the doorway and just kind of either listen through it. If I don't hear anything, I want to open it and just kind of peer through.
Okay. Listening through it, you actually don't hear anything. Very quietly and carefully opening the door and peeking through, you see a very large room, and it's like a very large common room. On the other side of it, there's another door. You're pretty smart. You kind of put two and two together. The very large room and the other door on the other side of it probably is leading into that big main room, because you knew that there was a door in the south wall along with this 20-foot passage that led from it. You took the passage. You didn't go through the door. This door that you're looking at now probably is that door.
Kind of like loops everything back.
Correct. This big room that you're looking into is like a comm room. There are several other bunks in this room. It looks like the Bugbear's lair, so to speak, headquarters or whatever. Because there's also another little branch coming off the room, and it's got, specific, individual Bugbear piles of, for bedding and stuff like that. For the leaders, I guess, of them or whatever.
Okay.
But you don't see any Bugbears in it.
Yeah. I'll just go ahead and close the door then and go and help get through the barricade.
Okay. So the moment you start taking this barricade down, several spears are stuck through the barricade. You hear some grunting like, Zerosa, you're actually not there, and...
Am I the only one in this party that speaks Orc?
Well, you Ovac, you understand some basic Orcish, and it is speaking. It's orcs speaking in Orcish, and they're warning you to stay back. Stay back. Come closer. In Orcish. However, right after that, Gorzag kind of steps up next to you, near you, and says, "No, this dwarf friend."
I am friend. Do not fear me.
And a moment of silence, and then the spears are retracted, and they actually start helping you remove the barricade.
Ooh.
Mainly because I'm such a smooth talker.
Yeah, they also start removing their pants.
Okay, so the barricade is quickly disassembled, and they motion you quickly. Come, quick, you go quick. Because apparently they're worried about getting attacked while this barricade is down. And you are ushered through, and they immediately begin reassembling the barricade. On the other side, you notice that there is... It's like a natural... The hallway continues for about 20 more feet, and then past that, it turns into like a very large natural cavern, underground natural cavern. Like the excavation of the hill giants underground here were digging this hallway, and then they just opened up into an underground natural cavern area complex. And but yeah, you see several orcs. For the most part, they look downtrodden, tired. A lot of them have like injuries, lying about. There's probably close to 25 or 30 of them, and just kind of scattered around. And they're quick. The ones that were on guard are quickly building the barricade back. And Gorzag goes over to one of the other orcs in the room and starts, conversing with him very excitedly.
Grug's gonna help rebuild the barricade.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow Gorzag and kind of at least hear what they're talking about.
You speak Orcish?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's talking about how, they tried to escape, but they were caught. And he mentioned some of the orcs that were killed, and he's like, but we made it here, and these he's talking. He addresses this other one whose name is Marl, by the way. He's like Marl, and he's like, he tells Marl that you guys you broke him out of the prison cell and led him here. So maybe with these people can help us, and we can defeat the giants. We can all defeat them and escape.
So yeah, I want to ask him. Also, I'm going to take this opportunity. I did some catching up myself as far as listening to stuff. I was a little behind because of my school schedule. And I got to the point where I very clearly stated I've been working on a voice, and then there's literally no voice. Like, at all.
It's a little bit.
Well, like, us in the room, we can hear it. Like, you can tell. But listening to it, it does not come across at all.
I agree.
So, I just wanted to let people know. I realize that I have not worked on the voice again since then. But that'll be something I do. So.
Eventually.
Yeah. But anyways, so I just want to throw that out there. I'm going to ask him, though. So this is Zerosi speaking now. Have you explored this cavern at all? Is this kind of a dead end where you're just holed up for the end?
There are others in this cavern as well. Many. He's having a hard time speaking common.
I asked. Sorry, I was asking that in Orcish. They're talking in Orcish.
Oh, you
speak
spoke.
Orcish.
You were speaking
So, I was
Orcish
gonna
to him.
speak in Orcish.
Then he's going to respond in kind. So yeah, he's speaking Orcish. So Ovak, you understand what they're saying because you do speak Orcish. You're not like super fluent, but you understand it.
Yeah, I can understand it, but I can't
You have a hard
really
time.
speak it.
Yeah. Grug, no idea.
Grug likes building barricades.
Right, they're just talking Klingon as far as you know.
Grug whistle while he work.
So this whole conversation will be in Orcish. So he says there are others that are in this cavern complex that we've discovered. They are smelly lizard men, and we have a rough peace with them right now. We don't bother them; they don't bother us. But initially, they were very hostile. But and many of us died. Many orcs died fighting against these underground lizards. But right now we're not open conflict with them, but the tensions are pretty high. We have to deal with them. We can't beat them in combat because they're stronger. There's not as many of them, but they're stronger than us. But we have to trade with them because they're where the water is. Okay? Also to this, and they are on the northern end of this complex. On the southern end of the complex, no one goes over there because there is great evil.
And do we know anything about this great evil, other than just that it is great evil?
I will show you. Marl is obviously the leader. Marl says, I will show you if you are willing to look, but we will not go near the great evil.
Okay, and then the lizard men. As far as you know, do they ever leave these caverns? Do they seem to have?
They
a
were
way in
here.
and out?
They were here when we got here. I do not know if they leave.
I don't remember enough about lizard men to know if they need to leave or if they just live down here. I've dealt with them. Zerosi's dealt with them, but that was a long time ago, real time.
Marl said there was water down here. So if there's water down here, there's probably an access through that water to the surface.
So now that mentioning that, I guess I do say that we should start with understanding the great evil, but that can be us planning on first thing in the morning.
Yeah. You guys are, low on spells. Some of you were pretty badly injured. You just kind of take your bearings, make camp, rest, regenerate some spells, things like that. But, if you just want to go check out the great evil, that doesn't necessarily require...
No, I mean,
not
at that rate,
necessarily require spells, but it could turn into a potential problem.
Marl says he'll show you. Well, obviously the orcs are fine with they.
That's true. I'll check it out if you, and then we'll rest. We'll decide what to do. You're welcome to come. I'm not saying that you can't.
Grug's gonna go with.
All right, so the orcs, after talking with them, you're gonna decide to go check out this great evil. That they speak of coming. They kind of direct you to the southern end of the area that they're in, and Marl leads you over there, and you see that like all the orc stuff, like their bedding and their clutter, the orc residence clutter, kind of stops, and then about 100 more feet to a wall, and it's got a big pile of rocks just piled up against the wall, about 8 feet wide and almost all the way to the ceiling. And he says, "This is where the great evil is. We have blocked it. If you wish to move the rocks, there beyond is a door, a stone door that has been here for we do not know how long. It looks ancient."
Zerosi's going to ask him, how thick in Orcish? How thick would you say you piled up the rocks? 10 feet, 5 feet?
Well, you can see that. I mean, there's a wall, and the rocks are piled up against the wall. So
Well, essentially, I'm trying to gather the information I might need because I'm going to do clairvoyance on a space I don't know. So I'm just going to basically pick a distance and try and see on the other side of the rocks.
Okay. So you cast clairvoyance.
Doodly doodly doo.
Okay. Your intelligence is 20, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. Give me a d20 roll real quick.
9.
9.
I don't know if I want it up or down, so I hit right in the middle.
What is your mind saving throw?
Spell is 7.
Base is 7. You rolled a 9? Okay. So you cast it. Immediately, before focus even comes into play, you get like a massive just sense of dread, sense of like almost terror overcomes you, but you gather your wits about you as your focus from your clairvoyance comes into view, and it's just utter darkness, and you kind of concentrate for a little while to adjust your infravision, because your infravision does carry over into that clairvoyance, and your no light vision, whatever, and it reveals a smooth black stone floor and walls and ceiling, and there are black pillars in a room that's about 30 foot wide and about 60 foot long. The floor is smooth black, the walls are smooth black stone, the ceiling is smooth black stone, there's some pillars in the room that are just black stone. It's all just really black. At the far end, there is, you're guessing, an altar or a raised dais with an altar on it.
Is that because I'm not close enough, quote unquote, to be able to see well?
Right, yeah, it's like 60 feet away, and your vision isn't perfect in utter blackness. You can just make out,
Okay.
Plus there's no,
Well, is that okay? Is that all I see in there besides?
Yes.
Okay. I believe that our plan is to rest, so I'm being a little more out there with my spells.
Okay.
So I'm going to cancel it, and now that I know about how far I need to go, I'm going to try and do clairvoyance much closer to that.
Cast it again, this time more near this altar thing.
Yep.
You cast your clairvoyance again, this time with a further range view, closer to this altar. And now that you can get a better look at it, still not perfect, you see that in fact it is an altar that's it's a solid stone slab altar looking thing, and it's black, and this actually looks like it has some like red veins of designs through the black stone altar. On top, it's smooth. Yeah, you can't get enough detail because it's so dark to get like really good description.
Okay.
Yeah, with your clairvoyance spell, you can't like move around like you're looking around. It's just sort of you can you can turn your head and look.
But I can cast this sucker 2 more times.
So the black, is it stone?
It looks like it's stone.
So like obsidian almost?
Perhaps. Well, so Zerosi says. He's not really keen on that kind of stuff. He's not a dwarf, He says it looks like it's black rock. But as far as he knows, it could be a wooden floor that's painted black. It could be black dirt that's been pounded out smooth. It could be right.
Okay.
Unless he's there where he can like step on it, touch it.
So I'll relay all that, and this was on the side of the cavern, which is still looking like natural cavern, and then suddenly door.
Correct.
Well, rocks now, but the cavern keeps going, or is that also kind of like the end?
This
of
is
the
at the
cavern?
end of the cavern. This is the southern end of
Okay.
the orc natural cavern complex area.
Is it in the direction that the giant base is?
No, the giant base is basically west of you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna relay all of that information to them and be like, now it's time for bed. I think gotta get these spells back. That's for sure. And then we'll decide first thing in the morning while we're well rested what we want to do, I guess.
My vote is to deal with the great evil. I do want to handle that situation.
Yeah, but you might feel
Grog
different
awfully
in the morning.
tired.
I'm not saying we can't do the great evil. But what if a night's rest kind of like clears your head some?
My
Then
mind
you
will not
really
change
want to
on
do the
that.
great evil.
Grug gonna dream of butterflies and birds and deers.
I agree, Grug. I will dream of those things as well, but we will smite evil tomorrow.
Grug follow Ovac.
All right, so as you camp for the night now, lots of the orcs are just amazed at you because they're all like dirty and beat up and just looks like they're having a real rough time, and they're orcs, so they're not really too concerned about taking care of their hygiene and
Their life is a rough time.
yeah, their life is a rough time. But right, so a lot of people are like coming up and just like there's some like children here too. Women and children orcs here too. And the children are fascinated with Ovac. They want to come up and they're trying to like touch his beard and stuff, and he's like, "Rrr." But they're kids, and the women orc are looking at Zerosi like
They're swooning over him.
his shiny elven chainmail.
And that's where Zerosi's like, I can't get any rest here. Rope trick.
And the male orcs are all very interested in like speaking with Grug and arm wrestling.
His strength.
Right. So there you go. That's kind of how the time passes.
So yeah, we just indulge in their little whims that they want to touch us and
Okay.
No, I wasn't joking. Rope trick.
okay, so then me and Grug don't really care.
Yeah.
They can be goddamn amazed that I climbed up a rope hanging in the air and then vanished.
And then the rope gets pulled up.
So for anybody who doesn't know rope trick, I take a rope, throw it basically in the air, and it just latches into place. I climb to the top of the rope and then enter a separate like dimension. If I remember right, I can see out, hear everything,
Correct.
whatever.
You're in
But-
a pocket dimension that's invisible to those that are outside of it, but you can still see what's going on.
Rope trick.
What's the duration of that? It's a few hours.
Baller.
Yeah, we're gonna make it a few hours. So Zerosi decides to camp in his little pocket dimension. rope
I just
trick.
know we've camped in it plenty of times.
Yeah.
So
Do either Grug or Ovac humor or entertain the orcs that are
Yeah, I'll entertain the kids.
okay? So through the course, before you fall asleep, you're entertaining the orc children, and one particular sticks out in your mind. His name you find out is Neeb. He's probably the equivalent of like a 9-year-old boy, but he seems to be more intelligent and charismatic than most of the other orcs, and he actually doesn't look as orcish as they do. Perhaps he's got like mixed blood in him, half orc perhaps. But yeah, you find out his name is Neeb, and he's asking you questions about what it's like to be a dwarf. What are some of the things you do for fun? What games do you like? As opposed to just kind of poking you and grunting and stuff. He actually speaks, he's speaking to you in Orcish, but he's also trying to speak to you in Common and, human or whatever.
So it's kind of a mix. Like
right, but it's really
peppers it
bad.
in.
It's really bad, yeah. He sticks mostly to Orcish, but, yeah. So there you go. You have a friend named Neeb, the 9-year-old orc boy.
Neeb. I ask him what his lineage is.
He doesn't know his parents. He has no idea who his mother or father are.
I kind of take care of him. Like I look after him, and I kind of want to see if he's well fed and
Okay.
nourished and all that. And if he's not, then I'm going to offer food. And if he's injured, then I'll heal him. And
Okay. Well, he's not injured. He's dirty as heck. But you guys get a decent night's rest. It's sleeping on the rock ground and stuff in this cavern surrounded by orcs underneath a giant stronghold outside of a great evil place. You get as best of a sleep as you can. Go ahead, casters. You get all your spells back.
hooray!
Hooray!
hooty-hoo!
Grug now have 0 spells still.
Yay! So you wake up the next time, you don't know what time of day it is. After some time, you wake up and you notice that the barricade's still back. There's at all times there's about 6 orcs on that barricade, just ready to do whatever. But yeah, there's no events that wake you up. No, nothing's going on. You guys kind of get up and stretch. Underground. Yeah.
Grug ready to fight evil.
Okay, so how are you going to approach this great evil?
Grug's going to take the rocks down.
Okay, so you start moving the rocks down.
That's all Grug know how to do.
Takes down the barricade, puts up the barricade, takes down the
As
barricade.
soon as they go in, I'm going to start putting the barricade back up. That's what I've been instructed, so.
Okay, so you're removing the rocks, blocking the door.
I'm watching.
You're watching.
I'm gonna. I guess who wants continuous light? Out of not you. 'Cause
Only
you're a
he
stealthy
would.
person.
Only Grug really needs it.
Where do you want it?
Can I take a coin, gold coin, whatever?
Okay.
Can you cast it on the coin?
But at the same time, you want it to be something that's like,
Yeah, just put the coin in my coin pouch. And then it wouldn't be lit up.
yeah, but
But are you gonna hold the coin out?
Put it in my mouth. Grug still be able to talk with coin in mouth.
You don't want like a.
Grug, take this horse, that's fine.
It's been decided.
Good.
I want that.
Grug, you're fine, but I can still see.
Okay, so Ovac casts Continual Light, so marks off the spell. Casts Continual Light on a coin that Grug carries, and Grug's decided that when it is time to use it, he'll just keep it in his teeth, so he'll have both hands free. And now Continual Light sheds light in it's bright enough where it will illuminate very clearly a 30-foot radius around you. 60-foot diameter, 30-foot radius. And you've got that bright light emitting source in your teeth. Okay, so the door is cleared off, and you see before you a large stone door. Go ahead, dwarf, Ovac there. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
1.
Oh, 1. Okay, so you using your dwarven knowledge of these things, the stonework is extremely old, older than you. Like we're talking like hundreds of years, if not pushing 1,000 years old. This door and this carvings on this door.
Okay.
And it is written in there's symbols and stuff on it which you do not recognize.
are they dryad? I just picked a random language that I know.
It's written in some ancient language that you do not know.
I'm going to
the
attempt to
symbols.
read languages.
Okay.
How big is the door? Human size, giant size?
It's about an
bugbear size?
8-foot tall stone door, about 4 foot wide.
It's about Grug.
Grug size.
My read language percent is 65.
Okay, yeah, you can't quite decipher any meaning out of this, but you all get a sense of like danger. Like you don't feel really good. You feel almost sick to your stomach with like this isn't right. Something's bad here.
We should probably detect evil.
Grug don't know how to do that.
It's the great evil.
Yeah.
Why would we detect?
But that's why, yeah, the orcs are all standing back, except with one exception, Neeb. Neeb somehow is with you, and he doesn't seem afraid.
Am I afraid?
Yes. But Neeb's like, what's wrong, Mr. Ovac? Except in orc, he's seeking. Anytime it's Neeb, it's in orcish, unless I say otherwise.
Okay.
So he's like, what's wrong, Mr. Ovac?
He calls him Mr. Ovac, huh?
Yep.
Does the door have just like a standard like handle on it?
No, there is no handle or knob or anything. It's a stone slab.
Do you not feel the evil pressure?
No, I don't feel anything, Mr. Ovac.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask Neeb if he sees any way of opening it. Maybe it's specific to his lineage, bloodline, where he can open it. So
Okay. Nope, he's. I don't see any way to open it.
Mr. Dwarf?
Maybe push it.
Mr. Dwarf, do you not know how the stone door works? I'm just wondering, like, do you know how this opens?
This is pure evil. I will not touch it.
All right, Grug, push it open.
Grug's going to try and push it open.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check. That is going to be a D20. You need to roll your strength or less with modifiers.
Roll an 18. Beat it by 1.
Okay. So it does not move. You're pushing on it. It's not move. And then suddenly, there's what sounds like a crack noise, like almost if like stone is breaking. Crack noise.
Oops. Grug broke cave.
And the door moves in. It like just moves in, like it's being pushed. It's not opening. It's just sliding back inward. Still standing upright, just sliding after the crack noise. And all of the orcs start making noises and moving away, and a faint wind hits you. Even though you didn't like open the door, a wind coming from nowhere yet in front of you kind of hits you in the face. It has like almost like a really stale smell feel to it.
Grug don't know. He's going to back away from the door.
So the door pushed in. It pushed in about 3 feet.
So was that he pushed for a bit, then it started going, then it went that far, or did Grug actively push it?
He actively
far?
pushed it that far. He pushed it. It wasn't moving. And it wasn't moving. Also, like stone crack noise, and then he pushes it 3 feet in, and then backs up. Like whoa.
Well, you were doing it right, apparently.
But Grug break cave.
I look around the cave, just like, cave looks fine to me.
I turn and look at the young orc next to me.
Okay. He's like got this fascinated look on his face, and you look at him, and he kind of looks up at you, like what are you gonna do now?
Do you recognize this scent coming from the wind?
He like sniffs the air. He's like, I don't smell anything, Mr. Ovac.
You're a demon child.
He casts smite on him 17 times. Be gone with you.
Do you mind trying to push the wall the rest of the way?
Really? I'm not very strong, Mr. Ovac.
I believe you have the courage and the strength to open the door.
I don't think I do, Mr. Ovac. Did you see your big friend? He had a hard time.
Grug say, God damn it, Neeb. Push door open.
My strong-looking friend does not have the ability that you do.
Zerosi, I'm gonna just walk up to Grug and just be like, will you just keep pushing on the door then?
Grug, listen to Zerosi. He's gonna go up there and push on the door.
So it takes a little effort, but it moves. It starts moving again. You just keep pushing it.
Yeah, for a little bit longer.
Stone slab slides. It goes about 3 or 4 more feet in, and then it stops. And your right hand is, left and right hand are both pushing, and your right hand is pushing, and it seems to be pivoting now, as if it is opening. Like now it's went in about 5 or 6 feet, and now it's swinging open.
So I'm going to have it swing open just enough to where there's a big enough gap for us to be able to sneak in.
Okay.
So not all the way open.
Right,
but
not completely open to the passage, but like a 45-degree angle.
Right.
Okay. There you go. And inside is utter blackness. So there you go. You go down, you go squeak through the
So
opening.
Grug's going to turn back to Zerosi. Be like, Grug, say now what?
Thank you. I'll kind of gesture for the dwarf.
Okay. Neeb's smiling now. Like, wow.
Come, Neeb. Let's check it out. Let's see what's in this room.
Okay, Mr. Ovac.
And I grab his hand.
He holds you don't. Yeah, he's holding your hand too.
And I walk through and I see.
Okay, you kind of have to shimmy sideways here. The door's not all the way open. So.
It finally occurred to me. I understand why Ovac is so nice with this orc, even though he seemed like, obviously he's more charismatic and everything. Ovac is going to sacrifice this orc to this altar.
Yeah.
Come with me,
Not
please.
even remotely.
He's okay with it.
All right, so you go into the room. It's dark. It's really dark, so your eyes are adjusting. Are you bringing out the coin so you can see? Are you following in, Grug? What are you doing?
I was going to stand by the door. Do you want me to go in there with you?
Having that continual light will allow you to see much, much better.
Well, I was mainly just wondering if it was like a magic void.
Right. It would even work.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wanting.
Okay. I'll get the coin out and I'll hold it up.
And go in.
Pointer, finger, and thumb. Okay. Hold it up in the air. Arm fully extended upward. Like I'm holding up a torch.
Almost to the ceiling.
But it's a coin.
Okay.
And I'll go in the room behind Ovak.
Okay. Yeah, it's lit. It stays lit. And it lights up a black, shiny, hard black floor, walls, ceiling, pillars. And they're apparently made of either obsidian or marble. And now you notice that when you're in the room and it's well lit, Zerosi, you going too, right?
I suppose. I was just going to wait for you to not ask and then just decide whatever was better for me in the moment.
You're bringing up the rear.
Yeah.
Is your bow out?
I'm
or your
hiding in
sword?
shadows.
Okay.
With my swords. Yeah, swords.
Okay. And now that it's well lit, you can see better, and you're actually, you see that the red, sort of red veins that Zerosi described that are in the altar are also in the floors, walls, ceiling, pillars, but just kind of fainter.
Can we tell what the red veins are now?
Some sort of striations within the marble or stone.
Grug doesn't understand those words.
So, like, as a dwarf, knowing earthen,
okay,
can I do?
Go ahead and make an intelligence check. You want to roll your intelligence or lower on a 20-sided die.
Okay, my intelligence is 10. I rolled a 9.
Okay, so this volcanic rock, this room's rock, does not belong here in the surrounding rocks. Like your underground area, the rocks of the natural cavern, the rocks of the area that you're in. This is not right.
Is it a natural rock?
No.
Okay, so it's obviously from a different plane of existence.
No. It's regular rock, but it's not naturally occurring here.
Yes, but the rock itself is natural somewhere, and it was transported here.
Yeah, you're about 95% sure of that.
But it is something that does exist naturally other places.
Somewhere, yeah.
Okay,
but it has been worked and polished and brought here.
So, Neeb, do you see anything that stands out to you?
This is neat.
What is neat about it?
The rocks are all shiny. The floor is shiny. And look, there's red lines.
I see dead people. I'm just waiting for it.
Does anything besides the neat flooring speak to you?
Speak to me?
Yeah, does the altar at the end?
Huh? Oh, look, Neato! And he starts walking that way, kind of pulling you. You're holding his hand, but he's...
And I'm starting to fight him. I'm like, no.
Oh, okay.
Let's go slowly. It's a dangerous area. I do not want you to get harmed.
Okay, Mr. Ovak. Neeb follow Ovak.
Grug follow Neeb.
So with my train behind me, I'll lead up to the altar. Slowly looking for anything that stands out to my dwarven eyes, looking for carvings or, rock that's obviously not part of this very weird area that I'm already in.
Okay. Oaklock, by the way, the elf that you had rescued, Oaklock, he wants to come with you. Like, he's back there with you. Zerosi's like, would you mind if I accompany you? I'm curious as well as to this.
Kill him.
Well, you guys are all already forward. That's fine by me.
So he's back with you. Okay. So you're moving slowly across this room.
Yep.
Okay. As you're moving, you feel the odd sensation, the I guess fear or like sickness feeling in your guts seems to be getting worse. I need everybody to make a mind-affecting spell saving throw.
Beat it by 4?
I failed it.
Okay.
So I beat it by 14.
Okay. So, Ovak, what do you do? You're moving slowly, and the feel of, like, dread, like, doom, like, bad, but it's not, like, preventing you from doing anything. It's just you have a feeling of this is dangerous.
So that feeling, can I tell that it's an effect?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to continue going then.
Okay.
Grug, think you can see with the light from here? Maybe Grug wait in the middle of the room.
So yeah, you guys are. The room is about 60 foot. It's about 30 foot wide, about 60 foot long. You guys are about halfway through the room. You're at about the 30 foot mark. Really, right in the middle of the room. There's 2 pillars, 2 rows of pillars running down about 10 feet from the wall and about 10 feet from each other. Okay. And there's like 4 sets of them running down the room. And then the big raised dais with the altar on it at the end in the middle.
I'm going to look at Neeb.
He's like looking all around, looking at the pillars, looking at the ceiling, looking at the floor.
He doesn't feel this awful dread.
No, he's like a kid in a candy store looking at all the candy on the shelves. His wide-eyed, mouth slightly open. This is like an adventure for him.
Okay, I just turn to him and I go, I feel like it would be best if you waited at the entrance of this room.
Aww.
I know. I really want you to go with, but it's getting too dangerous.
Come on. What do you mean too dangerous? There's nothing here.
There's a force that is affecting me that you are clearly not affected by.
I don't understand any of that.
Grug suggests Neeb ride on my shoulders.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Uncle Grug made... Uncle Grug does not have that choice for you.
Okay, Grug, follow Ovak.
Aww.
So yeah, then I usher him and he stops halfway and looks at me and I get out of here.
Okay, so he goes back to kind of where Zerosi is. Zerosi, you're kind of still back at you're inside the room, out of the hallway, but not like moving forward like they are.
Yeah.
Oaklock, who is standing with you, kind of looks over at you and he's like, I am very curious as to the origins of this. I would like to gather more information. Would you not accompany me?
Zerosi's fine with continuing on. I just wanted to be behind everyone else, so yeah.
And you still feel the terror that everyone, fear.
I was expecting it because of my
your role,
clairvoyance yesterday.
There you
go. So yeah, I will tell him that I will.
Okay.
Proceed.
So he's actually going to go to this, like, down the side, and he's kind of like touching the wall and feeling if there's any indentions. It's like he's doing his elven searching for secret doors or something.
And I'll stick with him.
Okay.
Doing similar.
Okay. So Neeb goes back to the entrance, but he is still in the room. He's just kind of standing at the entrance watching, waiting for you to say it's okay to come up, basically. He's kind of bouncing like, come on, Mr. Ovak.
And then I look over and I see that he's still inside the room, and I'm like, outside the doorway.
Oh, but then I won't see what happens.
You can see with your eyes just outside the doorway.
Okay, Mr. Ovak. Okay, so he seems to walk out of the room. For now. I thought I told you to leave. I did. I came back. Okay, so you guys are continually, slowly moving toward the altar. You're about 10 feet away from it.
Okay.
You get some good view of it now with Grug right behind you, who's only about 12 feet away from it, and his shiny coin.
Stopping in the middle of the room.
Oh, okay. So
stopping in the middle of the room and just holding the coin up because it illuminates the entire room.
Correct.
So then I'm going alone.
You are going alone because Oaklock and Zerosi are only about 20 feet into the room along the walls, kind of like checking the walls for if there's any writing, if there's any cracks, if there's anything substantial with the walls. Grug is standing in the middle of the room holding up the coin, kind of looking around, sword in one hand, coin in the other, raised up, looking around. And Ovak's moving slowly, a little shakily, a little nervously toward this altar. As you kind of get up to it, the steps of the raised dais, you're at the bottom of that. The altar, there's about 4 steps up, and then there's the altar in front of you. It's probably 10 feet away from you. Climbing up the steps, get up close to it.
Okay.
So you slowly climb the steps up. You have like your weapon in your hand?
Yeah, I got my shield and I got my hammer. Just kind of, I'm not like ready for anything. I'm just kind of carrying like climbing up the stairs.
Okay.
But like I'm keeping my eyes peeled for any engravings or anything like that
Okay.
in the stonework.
Okay. So as you start making your way up the stairs, it seems like the altar is the same stone as the pillars and the floor and the walls and everything, except the red striations, the red veins through the rock, the stone, a little bit thicker, a little bit more numerous, present. And the altar itself is about, it's about 5 or 6 feet long, about 2 or 3 feet wide, and about 3 feet tall, and it's up about 4 stairs, and so you can't really see like on top of the altar because you're lower and you're 4 feet tall. So as you're climbing up the stairs, you get to the second step. The walls around the altar, it as if there are faces inside there pushing out and kind of twisting with making like moaning and like open gaping mouths, and as they kind of push out and twist and then go back inside. There's several, they kind of come out all along the altar. You're the only one that sees this. Grug, you don't see this. Zerosi, Oaklock, you guys don't see this. And you hear sort of a whispering voice, which I will tell you what that whispering voice is next week.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Armor class 1 and armor class negative. Greg, you got this. -7.
Okay, both of those hits. Pow, pow.
Both of those hits.
Both of those are hits, or both of those hit. Either one. Pick which one you want
They're
to.
hits.
You want to hear. And
Why don't
use
you
that
just combine both of them and say both of those hits?
That's what he did do.
That's what I has. That's
I know.
what I said.
Yeah,
That's what
I'm being your advocate here.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So then eventually you guys go to sleep, get a decent night's rest.
Oh yeah, sure. Grug arm wrestle.
Because you focused on me, but nothing.
Do you guys want to do anything? Nate's like, yeah, sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, we're done. So we're gonna move on.
The first one that spoke up got Neeb.
Damn. Oh, I didn't want Neeb.
So
Grug follow Neeb. He's like, I don't know where I'm going. Grug, no.
So
Caves are like ideal elven locations. I'm right at home. I can't imagine how bad Ovac feels. Like, I know caves, like, that's way out of the ordinary for you.
I just really want open air
If only we could just get you to like some trees.
so I can commune with nature. This child is key to opening this door.
Grug, throw him in there. But the door's not open, so he's just gonna throw Neeb into the door.
against the stone slab.
Door not open. Grug don't know.
Neeb is now the battering ram. Just head first. Boom!
Yeah.